I imagine, like, every time you blink, you just wouldn't hear.
It just, like, cuts out, like, the audio's cutting out.
Oh, that'd be annoying.
And just a little bit.
Unless we all...
Our epic adventure continues with some more of Golden Sun. In the last episode, we entered the heart of Sol Sanctum. And Kraden's like, Isaac, take this bag. Go and retrieve the elemental stars.
I feel like that menu, we should have one of those in real life.
What, save, sleep, or...
Change settings.
Change settings. I'd be down for that. Oh, can't go that way. I guess there is a particular order we have to gather the elemental stars. Everything must be so particular. Kraden's like, don't worry, you're doing a great job! Jenna's like, I'll stay back here for moral support. And Garrett's tagging along because we men gotta stick together. Oh, okay. Every time we activate one of the statues, more of these pillars appear.
I love these colors. The, like, dark blue, purple.
Like I said, this
green.
Is one of the most beautiful areas in the game. But for a Game Boy game, this game has a lot of, like, very impressive visuals.
Yeah.
Like, again, when you see the battles, you saw a handful, but like, it gets really cool with some of the boss battles. Like, it's really impressive how it kind of has, like, that semi-3D effect going on.
Yeah.
To where everything's very dynamic. It's not flat. And it's going to be really cool when you start seeing, like, some of the spells.
I know I don't always hate when things are flat, as long as they're still visually interesting, because I have poor depth perception. So I'm always like, okay, can I go there? No? Okay, I died. I'm dead.
Well, this game was, like, made for the Game Boy. Like, because it's stretched, it is a little blurry. I feel, like, very pixelated.
Okay.
To where, like, you can see the pixels in Isaac's face.
Whereas
I just thought on the Game Boy, because they were, like, backlit, I believe it's called.
Okay.
That stuff was hidden. It's like when you play, like, a Nintendo 64 game not on a CRT TV, to where, like, you see, like, oh, those are some sharp edges. Careful, you'll get stabbed by Mario's mustache.
Whereas
when you play it on the CRT, it's very fuzzy and smooth. Which is how most people remember those games. But when they play on an emulator or through the Switch or whatever, they're just like, Yep, yeah, those aged a little poorly, I must admit.
Wish.
But because I grew up with it all, I am immune to it.
I can, like, imagine, but again, I didn't grow up playing.
Well, what are your thoughts on this game so far?
It's cute.
Okay, it's kind of in the cute category so far.
Yeah.
It's very heavy on the story, but once it lets loose, it really gets going.
Yeah, I can see a lot of the enjoyability. Enjoyability?
Ah, shit, we've been spotted. Saturos and Menardi. I'm not calling you for dinner.
Yeah, I think what I may struggle with is just how much text and dialogue and things there are.
It simmers down, admittedly, after this part. There's still a bit of text, because at the end of the day, it's an RPG.
A story.
It's heavily focused on story, but, like, this one has... The first 3 episodes has the most dialogue for the entire game, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because like I said, I think that's kind of what trips me up right now is, like, there's a lot of story, but it's also, you click through it really quickly, so I don't get all of the story all of the time.
Okay, well, that's why we're going to be watching the dub.
Yeah, and you talk about it, so, like, I still know what's going on.
Yeah.
I am glad that I can't hear their babble speak, though, because that drives me crazy. Like, I don't think there's an I get used to that. I hate it.
So if you were to play this game, you would turn that off immediately.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's like, I understand why they do it. I just, like, the weird thing that I have with sounds, like, certain sounds are just unreasonably annoying to me. For the most part, I can try to not vent that out when it's happening, but if I can prevent it from happening, I'm going to.
So this is a very important moment. They just said, Felix, remove your mask. And I was just like, wait, Felix? We've heard that name before. Pop quiz. Where did we hear the name Felix in this playthrough?
I don't know.
Jenna's brother, who we were trying to save in the beginning with the boulder. He was in the river.
I didn't know his name was Felix.
Ah, yep, that was Felix. And they all thought he died.
He looks like an apple.
Is it because of his hair sticking up with the alfalfa?
Well, now he's better. He doesn't look as much like an apple.
He took the mask off. He's not an apple. He's a PC.
Bruh. I do like the personality that the game has when it comes to, like, even when she was just like, that's not possible. And you can tell she's screaming it because the words were wiggly.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, little details like that are really neat.
Also, the balloons. So, like, when you see, like, a smiley face or a frowny face on top, that's what they're called in RPG Maker. Balloons is how it's just like, oh, I got an idea, or oh,
like,
I'm shocked.
To show the
expression.
Yeah.
Since you can't get an expression on that pixelated little guy, but they try.
Well, this was a nice reunion, but the bad guys are still here. We've waited long enough.
Well, Felix has aligned with the bad guys. So they don't really have much of a choice.
I really love, there's a video that's like what the bad guys are doing while Sailor Moon transforms.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're standing there and they're waiting, they check the time, they're on their phones, they go get coffee, they have a snack.
So you can either agree to give the elemental stars, or if you disagree, Garrett will take them and be like, I'll do it. And then this guy shows up and it's like, I'll take those. On behalf of Saturos and Menardi, we will give them to Alex.
I think, too, I just struggle with all of the names.
I mean, they're similar. We got, like, Isaac, Felix, Alex. The only ones that stand out are Saturos and Menardi, because they're names you don't hear often. Whereas, like, Garrett and Isaac, they're very common boys' names.
Yeah.
Jenna, very common girl name.
Even with that, there's just so many names.
A lot of characters, huh?
And I'm just like...
This is like Game of Thrones.
I don't know who's who. But I'm like that even in series that I, like, absolutely love. I don't remember names.
Like Yeast. Name all the castaways. Not the playable characters,
yeah.
all the castaways.
I feel like the only, like, castaway names that I remember is Allison, and that's because we are actively, like, meeting Allison.
Oh.
Carlin. Sir
Yeah.
Carlin.
Sir Carlin. It's hard to forget Sir Carlin.
But again, it's because they're fresh in my mind. We just played the game and met them.
Well, did it not occur to you that there are other characters from other RPGs that leave an impression? That game had a small cast of characters, so...
Even with that, I don't remember all of them.
I remember...
It's Setsuna.
Setsuna.
Kerr,
yep. An IDR.
An IDR.
Endir.
Endir.
Julienne?
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I forget the Scythe guy's actual name.
Oh, I don't remember.
I almost said Fado.
Oh,
Was it
Fado,
Schultz?
you are now in a very, very beautiful game. That is all a winter level.
Yeah. we go. We got the final elemental star. The Mars star.
Mars star?
Yep. Now we're going to give it to Saturos. Well, that ain't good. This place just got a whole lot less pretty. Oh, okay. This is some Indiana Jones level shit.
Run from the boulder!
You take all of it away and the entire temple goes haywire. You just get sadder as the song continues. Uh-oh. Who the hell are you? How the hell would I know what that is?
What is that? Can't you see it's a giant floating eyeball rock?
It is the Wise One. The protector of alchemy. I see a problem over there.
There's always giant floating eyeballs.
Yes. You're gonna see those in a lot of video games. Just giant eyes.
There's a part of me that kind of wants to make a game, and I'm sure it already exists in some capacity, that like makes fun of game tropes.
Oh, yeah.
But like instead of a giant floating eyeball, it would just be like a giant nose.
That'd be pretty interesting.
It doesn't shoot lasers, because they always shoot something out of their eyeball. It's just snot rockets.
I wonder if there is a game like that. Like, the only thing that comes to mind is Earthbound, which combines, like, American traditions with just, like, quirky RPG tropes. Which, in Japan, it's called the Mother series, because Mother Earth.
No.
But the entire series was created because the creator visited America for the first time. He was so infatuated with our culture, he wanted to make an RPG built around it. And he made a trilogy. And everyone's just like, hey, are you ever going to officially translate the final game and release it to the West? And Nintendo's like, we'll think about it. That was 16 years ago.
Still thinking.
Yep, still thinking about it. Whereas most people were just like, just play the fan translation. A bunch of fans got together and said, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yup.
All right, Alex, no reason to be rude. All right, so Saturos and Menardi are taking everyone hostage. Menardi goes, who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
His name is Menard.
Her name.
Her name is Menard. And with the explanation point, I was just like, Menards!
I don't know if it's like her outfit or what, but it looks like she has like 2 little demon horns. Well, I looked at the official artwork, and what's funny is like I'm just like, oh yeah, of course, these inspired the Dragon Elves.
Right.
Saturos and Menardi have scales on their skin in the official artwork.
Huh.
Like, they're very scaly looking, which I think is the actual reason why they are scary looking to characters like Isaac and Garrett.
Okay.
And not just because they have, like, albino eyes.
Yeah.
the red eyes. It's
albino eyes.
It's literally that they have scales all over their skin. They're very reptilian in physique. That was a nice little touch.
I know, they just
peering out
Are they gone?
behind the statue. Is everything okay?
Well, that turned out badly.
Nah. I've had worse.
First time.
Is this your first RPG, Garrett? You'll get used to this. Why, I know of a red-haired boy who crashes on every sailing voyage he goes on. Be thankful you're not him.
I am a red-haired boy that crashes on every adventure I go on.
But, that being said, how do we get out of here? We need to somehow make our way to that door. I mean, with the water gone, these platforms should be a lot less slippery.
Part of me feels like so a very rapid series of events just took place in my brain that I can't explain, and I apologize for that. But I feel like I want to watch all of the silly episodes of Supernatural with you so that you can understand why I love it so much.
Oh, I understand why you love it so much. And there's some things about it that, like, I too enjoy. It's just... the length is a turnoff for me.
Oh, I've already said you only have to watch till season 5.
Yeah.
After that, it's dealer's choice.
But it's also like, CW shows aren't really my thing. They're not my dig. They have like a very similar template. Like, they have CG and practical effects because they're relatively cheap compared to most movies. But they're also not like animation. So like, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but like Buffy the Vampire, Slayer, X-Files, all that stuff.
It's my entire personality.
Cool. They're just not my dig. But again, it's not to say like I'm not going to watch it. Like, we've seen a couple episodes, and I definitely want to see more. Because I remember the first time I watched it, only seeing the first season.
Yeah.
And since I edit a lot of Creature Collection, and Supernatural seems to peek in every single one.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I watch some of those clips, and some of them I'm just like, cool. Others I'm like, meh. But that's the downside of a show that's very much like Monster of the Day. My intrigue is based on like what the monster is.
Yeah.
What the threat is. And like when it's ongoing and consistent, it's pretty cool. And then other times I'm just like, ooh, I really like this monster, or I really like this supernatural thing. And then other times I'm just like, meh. Bit of a drag. But I still want to catch those like little intricacies of like the entire story.
Yeah.
So yeah. Alright, so the wise one's like, alright, I'm gonna save your lives, but you're gonna do some good deed for me. Behold my synergy.
Ow! I see. I hope so. You're a giant fucking eyeball.
I mean, that's all you can do. It'd be weird if he's like, I hear.
He's like, listen, I hear you.
I hear you, but...
Could you imagine if we heard through our eyeballs?
I just don't know how that would work.
I imagine, like, every time you blink, you just wouldn't hear.
It just, like, cuts out, like, the audio's cutting out.
Oh, that'd be annoying.
And just a little bit.
Unless we all learned how to, like, blink one eye at a time. And then we all just look like...
So when you blink one eye
inbred simpletons.
When you blink one eye at a time, is it the same as, like, taking out one earbud?
Yes.
And only hearing, like, partially? It's like when you listen to a song, you
like
only hear the drums on the left.
Yeah, but like your full
right.
brain would understand what's happening. It's just like how technically our eyeballs, we can see our nose, but our brain just like cuts that part out.
Sometimes I am just fascinated by your thoughts. I'm just like, how long are we going on with this conversation?
I don't know.
I'll be damned. Okay, apparently I can't move that, so we're just gonna skedaddle.
Ooh, okay, I just went into a really weird place in my brain. So I was just like, oh, man.
Because all the other places are normal.
What other kind of senses would be weird to mix up? I'm like, ooh, what if you could taste with your fingers? And then I was like, no, no.
Nah. I no longer pet the animals.
Taking out the trash.
Yeah.
Going to the bathroom.
Sounds all bad.
It sounds like it'd be awful.
Every time you scrub the floor.
Lemon pledge.
Some ideas should just remain in the thought bubble.
Ooh, that was weird. That was a weird one. I don't like it.
Woohoo! We're out of here. Sorry, Sol Sanctum. You seem to have a knack of getting pissed off. Oh, the village is gonna be pissed. We did a bad thing. Interesting. I thought the volcano was inactive.
You were inactive.
It's like, boy, I hope my grandson survived that eruption so I can beat his ass.
Pretty much.
That is parenting 101. It's like, man, I hope they survive this catastrophe so I can kick his ass one last time.
Yeah. My mom's big one was, I brought you into this world, I can take you out.
Yep. Yep, that's a common one. That's a fan favorite.
What threats did your mom give you guys?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. That was meant lightheartedly. If you do have issues with your mom, I am truly sorry.
Yeah, we don't mean to mock your pain.
No.
We only mock each other's pain. That's the goal here on Pupcorn.
Just like that time you were like, you can't be Batman. His parents are...
Shut up. Just shut up. As soon as I finished that sentence, someone in my brain said, what the fuck just leaked out of his mouth?
But I just slow looked at you.
It's just one of those moments where the people in my brain are like, someone's getting fired tonight. Someone is just being left unpaid. You're being asked to leave the office.
For anyone watching and
Taking a leave,
haven't
unpaid.
watched our earlier playthroughs, I have lost both of my parents at a relatively young age.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a laugh or cry situation, and I'm okay with laughing about it.
Yeah. And I'm awkward as shit, so we end up just laughing about it. Because I never know the right thing to say. Alright, so now they're reenacting what happened at Sol Sanctum. Just like, look, we got the stars, the elemental stars, and bad things happened. Jenna was kidnapped. Ho-ho! And then we saw this giant eye, and he could see our troubles. You gotta believe us.
Believe us, believe us, believe us, believe us!
There's only one other game I know that does, like, explaining the plot better than this in, like, a more creative way, and that's Super Mario RPG. I hope they keep it in the remake. But Mario will literally turn to the other characters as he's explaining. So they'll be like, what happened to Princess Peach? Mario will spin and turn into Bowser, and then he'll show himself, like, fighting, and it's just like, oh, Bowser kidnapped her.
That is fun.
It's just like he's playing charades. He's just like, one word, 2 syllables.
Who's Amish neckbeard guy?
Amish neckbeard guy is, I believe, the guardian of the sanctum. Whereas that's the elder.
Yeah, it's not him.
Well, the guy on the right is Garrett's grandfather.
Yeah, it's not him.
And the other guys are just protectors of the
I
sanctum.
think it's the blonde guy. I don't know, and he's probably not going to talk again now that I...
We're at the lower
Like-
right-hand corner.
I think lower left?
That's Isaac's mother.
Okay, then it's one of the...
The guys
Guardians,
on the right.
I guess.
Yeah. That is correct.
Isaac's mother is not Amish neckbeard guy.
See? That's Isaac's mother. She's getting the scoop on what's going down at Mount Aleph.
Moon Prism! Hello! Amish neckbeard guy.
Yep. That is correct. Alrighty.
Also, for any Amish watching this on their Roshspringa, no offense. Also, for anybody that enjoys having a neckbeard, no offense.
Also for the Amish who have neckbeards, no offense.
Well, the Amish with neckbeards aren't watching this unless they're on their
Son of a
Roshspringa.
bitch. Yeah, good point.
I would feel absolutely terrible if some new, naive 16-year-old is on their Romspringa and, like, they just decide... I hope I'm saying that correctly, because I've said it 3 times now.
Rumspringa?
Romspringa?
See, I was thinking of, like, Rumspringa, the, like, drinking event? Isn't it like a holiday where, like, you get drunk? I could be wrong.
Not
Go
that I'm
on.
aware of, but it's like all of the Amish children get a year where they don't have to be Amish. They go out, they go to school, they party, they drink, they do drugs, they...
Yeah.
Like...
Rumspringa. Mm-hmm.
But if, like, some little teenager is like, oh, the internet, video games, and they just stumbled on Pupcorn, and that is their, like, idea of what the world is like.
I mean, they're not entirely wrong.
No.
People in their 30s are challenging to become adults.
We hurt
It is the struggle. Yes. This is a first for Pupcorn. Both of our backs hurt.
Yeah.
I'm old. I need a holiday.
My back hurts because I was trying to put the lawnmower away.
My back hurts due to just
Carrying the team on your back.
a lot of work related shit. Let's just say that.
So, but yes, both of us have sore lumbars.
Okay, so
You giant eyeball.
you two are quite brave to take on this quest.
I'll be watching you. I wonder if they did that on purpose. Like the writers were just like, let's see how many eyeball jokes we can make.
So this is interesting. We have this option about, like, will we take up this task? And we actually get a choice. I'm not going to show what happens if you say no. I'll just explain it because then you have to repeat. But if you say no, they understand and they're just like, hey, it's a big burden for kids. But eventually the world ends. And it's just like they were never heard from again, or basically like that was the end of the story. And then you get a game over.
Ooh.
And then the game starts back at the beginning of this cutscene.
Okay.
So obviously we're going to say yes, but it's interesting how it's just like, yeah, if you refuse, basically you've doomed the world.
You know how pissed off I would be if, like, you refused, but there was still, like, 4 hours of gameplay of, like, rebuilding your community, growing up, getting jobs, having families, and then all of a sudden the world ends, you get a game over, and you start back here.
Yeah, that's one of those ideas that should just stay on the whiteboard.
I feel like the only way that I think that would be a good idea is if you got something. So, like, we understand you wanted peace and you know, to live your lives. Here's this awesome sword.
I think the only way that would work and you not get anything is if it's one of those games where you get, like, a good ending or a bad ending. And it's more than 4 hours. It's like a substantial story. And this is the break in the story to where, like, you're either saving the world or you're a part of its destruction. Write that down. I'm like, oh, that's good shit.
Sending children off to their doom.
Well, it seems to be tradition here. After all, as Master Kraden would say, I'll support you from the far side.
I'll be watching from over here.
Clock's a ticking. We say goodbye to the village tomorrow, and we begin our quest to save the world.
Tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow for sure.
Tomorrow for sure.
I don't know. I'm just a kid.
Didn't you hear? No, I'm just a floating eyeball.
Alright, so everyone's bidding goodbye to Isaac and Garrett. You can go back to this village to, like, grab items and stuff like that, but for the most part, the game's pushing you outside of your safe zone and out into the world. As soon as we leave this village, Golden Sun officially begins.
Okay.
And the game really starts to pop off.
Neat.
Which also means a lot less dialogue and a lot less story.
Okay. And
don't worry, the kids aren't just going to describe the scene, we're going to see it. I think a dog just chased a cat.
Yeah. Like, this is really charming, but I almost wish it wasn't there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's charming. I think it adds a lot to, like, the humor of the game, and, like, I just don't see why it was necessary.
Interesting. Okay. I think it just added more to the community to make Vale seem like everybody is, like, they're all part of this nice community and stuff like that. And, like, aw, we're going to miss the women and the children and our mother. Because, like, our mother's not even there yet. She can't take it in her heart to say goodbye to her son and Garrett. I got the catch bees.
God damn it, Garrett.
You're going to be saying that a lot in this playthrough. God damn it, Garrett.
It was daggering the whole time.
Not that bad. Okay, I'm going to nip this in the bud right now. Garrett is not secretly a bad guy. We've seen all the bad guys.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of them.
Well, I feel like this is the type of playthrough where there's not going to be, like, some secret villain. It doesn't seem like the type of game. Like, the only one that I could see being, like, the bad guy, or at least, like, playing the other side, is the old man.
Ah, all right. Well, we'll find out more in the next episode.
Toodles!